Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to go through some tips for beginners starting out on their fitness journey, and it's kind of things I wish I knew when I was starting out my fitness journey. Teddy, come here! Come here! 2 seconds, my dog is being very loud. Look, this is Teddy. Look. Go play. Go play. So yeah, I've wrote the tips out on my phone and hopefully they are helpful, and if they are, please let me know. So the first tip I've got is find what you enjoy, because fitness is so many different things. There isn't just one way to it. There's so many different approaches. It's all about trial and error and finding out what works best for you and your goals. Just because weight training is what works best for me and my goals doesn't mean that's going to be what works best for you and your goals. It's the same when it comes to diet. Some people choose to count calories and track their macros, and some people choose not to. Personally, I choose not to. It doesn't mean that that's what other people have to do. Some people enjoy counting their calories and tracking their macros. Personally, I don't. I've tried it, didn't like it. Yeah, but I would say I'm still conscious of what I'm putting into my body. The second tip is set yourself small-term goals as well as long-term goals. You don't want to be constantly working towards the long-term goals. You want to have little short-term goals put in place so you're constantly working towards something, whether that's just aiming to drink 3 litres of water that day or aiming to work out 4 days that week instead of 3. My dog is going crazy. Tip number 3 is stick to the basics, and what I mean by this is more to do with weight training in particular. It means make sure you're including compound movements into your workout routines. Compound movements are a multi-joint movement, and this just means they're working more than one muscle group or several muscles at the same time. And this is what I wish someone told me when I started my fitness journey, because I was seeing all these workouts on, for example, Instagram from these amazing girls with muscular physiques, and I was thinking I had to do these workouts to look like them. What you don't realise is that behind the scenes, to get where they are now, they had to spend time building their strength and the basic movements to get the physique that they have. I was doing all these isolation exercises, no compound movements. Isolation exercises are great and I include them in all of my routines, but I make sure I do it after my compound movements. So when I started including compound movements into my routine, that's when I started seeing greater results. And yeah, I just wish I knew right in the beginning, so maybe it didn't take me as long to see results. Next tip I have is form over weight. I feel like this is so important. Just because you see someone lifting X amount of weight and they're lifting so heavy doesn't mean you have to do the same. We're all different, and that person's probably started out where you are and they've worked up to that weight. You want to make sure your form is good, got the correct technique before you start adding on weight. This is so important, because you don't want to cause yourself any injuries. So you could get someone to video your form just to see if there's any improvements you can make, what you can do better, and to see what you're doing well. Once you feel comfortable that you're using the correct technique, the right form, that's when you can start slowly adding on weight, whether that's adding 2.5 kilograms every session. It's still an improvement. You just want to slowly work your way up. So the next tip I have is results will come. Don't beat yourself up about not seeing results straight away. They don't come overnight, but they will come eventually. You just need to be consistent and enjoy the process. Even take progress pictures every few weeks, because that will make it easier for you to see any changes in your body. We're so used to our own bodies that we aren't aware of changes unless we have something to look back on. So take progress pictures or videos just so you can see improvements. The next tip I have is moderation is key. When I first started fitness and I would eat a bit of chocolate or have a pizza, I would instantly regret it and I would have like major guilt over it, as if I wasn't allowed to enjoy a pizza or have a bit of chocolate. Like, adamant that it would stop me seeing any results or I wouldn't reach my goals. So what I'm trying to say by this is we're allowed to enjoy food. We're allowed to enjoy a bit of chocolate, a pizza, as long as it's in moderation. If you're eating good, nutritious meals all day long, you don't need to deprive yourself from having that bar of chocolate or whatever it is you enjoy. Pizza, a bag of sweets, you don't have to deprive yourself. So the next tip I have is motivation will come and it will go. There'll be days where you're so excited to go to the gym, you're buzzing about getting your workout done, and then there'll be days where you're really not up for it and you really feel like you have to force yourself to go, or you're just like, I'm not motivated today so I'm not going to go to the gym. It's important to know you won't always be motivated and that's okay. Everyone has those days. So you just have to make sure you're making habits to stop yourself from falling off track due to lack of motivation. Also extremely important to know the difference between being lazy and your body actually needing a rest. So the final tip I have, and I feel like this is the most important one in my opinion, is focus on you. Focus on being the best version of yourself mentally and physically, and don't get caught up on what someone else looks like. You don't want to be aiming to look like someone else. Of course you can be inspired by them, but you don't want to aim to look like them. We're all genetically built differently. Some girls are blessed with bigger glutes and smaller waists. If you're constantly trying to focus on having the same physique as someone else, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to get the results you're wanting, because it's just physically impossible to look exactly like someone else, because we're all individuals and all we can do is work hard and stay consistent and become the best version of ourselves, and that's enough. You are enough. You don't want to constantly be aiming to be like someone else, because you're enough. So that's all the tips I have down for today. Hopefully they were helpful, and please let me know if they were. There was so many more tips that I could have come up with, but those were the main points that I wanted to get across to you all, and the ones that I wish someone had told me when I started out on my fitness journey. Yeah, so hopefully they were helpful and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If there's anything else you would want to see on my channel, please let me know. I am going to get up a what I eat in a day, because it's something that's been requested quite a lot. That should be my next video, but if there's anything else you want to see, please just let me know. Thanks so much if you watched this video, and yeah, bye.